All right, when I'm super stressed, what I always like to do is reorganize my oils or make a bunch of stuff. So usually I'm baking something, I have something going in the oven, and then I also just start mixing up roller bottles or sprays. And as I'm opening multiple bottles of essential oil, they're getting on my hands, I'm smelling them, the whole room is infused with the aroma. And I slow my breathing and I get in a much better mood. So usually you'll find me touching a lot of essential oil bottles. So one of my favorite combinations to turn to is what I call this powerhouse trio: Valor, Peace and Calming, and Stress Away together. That's my major like chill out blend. I love this combination. It works for so many people. It smells amazing. And what I like to do is I like to put it into a roller bottle, and it makes this beautiful greenish bluish color. And when you first put the Valor in, it kind of just floats and it's like magical. So if I make a roller bottle, it's usually dripping all over me. Sometimes I drip it on the table and I'm like slathering myself in it. But I always roll at my pulse points, like where you would put perfume. Like there's a reason that we put perfume in the décolletage and the wrists and behind the ears, and put it over your heart. You want to smell it. So always put it on the ears. There's like acupressure points, auricular points they're called, on the ears. So always rub them into the earlobes. It's just so soothing to massage your ears. And then obviously down the back of the spine, down the back of the neck, you can put it on the temples. I like to rub a little on my hands and then kind of just rub it through my hair. I think you'll hear that a lot of us do that. It just smells so good. So when I'm really, really stressed, I want to be quiet. I need quiet. I need to be left alone. I don't want to go and like punch things. I want to be really quiet in a quiet space where there's not a lot of loud noise, and I just need to retreat to like a little cave, a little aromatherapy cave. And my breathing slows and I get in a much happier mood, and I get to smell these really uplifting, beautiful smells. And after just a few minutes, I already feel more in control of my physical reactions to the stress. So that's my little trick. And if I'm not home to organize and do all that, then I usually keep a roller bottle in my purse, and I can at least keep applying over and over and over and over and over again, or sit there and huff it and smell it. So you'll see me doing that a lot, or putting it onto my hands and then cupping them over my nose, and so I can breathe in and out. And I'll do that for 30 seconds. 30 seconds is what the research shows that it takes to slow your breathing and help lower your blood pressure and just calm you. And so it feels like 30 seconds is a really long time, especially when you're like really amped up and jacked up. Just take advantage of it. And you need to do some deep breathing. But if you incorporate an essential oil that really appeals to you, that can really take it over the top. Just very, very magical. So that's my favorite thing to do.
Oh yeah, today has been a day. Seems like there all have been a day lately. Full of stress, full of just too much and not enough. Between a rock and a hard place, the roller coaster ride, the emotions, the cortisol just coursing through my veins, the fight or flight, all the things that cause so much dis-ease in our bodies. Yes, dis-ease or disease. Things that cause my autoimmune disease to say, wait a second, hello, stop, halt, don't do this anymore. There was a time where I would just use that adrenaline to kind of plow through. My home life would be chaotic from it. My work life would be chaotic from it. It would just spiral and spiral and spiral until I would crash. And what do I mean by crash? I mean, I'd be sick. I'd need to sleep like a boatload of hours, and I would never feel refreshed. I would be some version of myself that I just didn't want to be. So I learned better ways. And one of the things that I learned to do better was to be grateful. Elaine, what do you mean be grateful? I am grateful. Every day I'm grateful. Of course you're grateful. But I don't mean the kind of grateful like, oh, I'm so grateful. I'm talking about the kind of gratitude where you pick up your journal, your piece of paper, you look in the mirror, and you explicitly and intentionally tell yourself descriptively what you're grateful for. Here's what I mean. One of my entries, knowing when it's okay to take a day. I'm grateful for knowing that. And what I mean by take a day means a day to just not worry about anything and everything like I normally do. What am I grateful for? The calming ocean and the sound of the waves as they crash against the rocks. I'm so grateful for that. That was me yesterday when I went to go run an errand to my daughter at college, and she lives right off the ocean. It's things like that that help ground you and center you and remind you of what's important. When I write in my journal and I'm descriptive about what I'm grateful for, I tend to couple that with an oil that I'm loving. And one of the ones that I use when I'm exceptionally stressed out is Stress Away. And not only do I diffuse oils, and I'd love to do that and bring the wonderful aromas into my office, into my home, into wherever, but I absolutely love taking them and just inhaling them and putting them on me. And did you know your hair is like the best diffuser ever? And not only will you smell it every time you move your head, but when you embrace somebody and love on your children, they too will take on that smell. Or when you extend a hand to handshake, well, I guess we don't really do that anymore, but when you greet someone, they'll smell it and instantly feel a sense of calm about themselves. And then everybody feels calm. So if you want to try and lower some of the stress in your life, I highly recommend you practice some gratitude and you practice putting some stress away on your body. Let me know how that works for you.
All right, morning guys. We're talking about stress. We're talking about just general kind of like, I want to jump out of my skin. So here's what I do every day. Welcome to my basement. Some of you who have followed me on Instagram have seen this before. This is my new Peloton. Okay, I love this thing. So as you guys know, I'm a huge hot yoga person. Have not been in a hot yoga studio since probably 2 days before we get shut down. So we're talking mid-March. Used to teach hot yoga. I love to sweat. I love that feeling. It makes me feel good, okay? So finally broke down, bought myself a Peloton. I've had this for about a month. It is my new absolute favorite toy. I know a lot of you guys have been telling me to buy one and can relate. But I want to share a couple things. When I am feeling stressed, okay, I exercise, okay? I will go to a yoga class. I have become a huge fan of jumping on this sucker in the morning. I am a morning workout person, okay? So I come down to my basement. I want to show you guys. Diffuser. This is my lantern diffuser sitting down here. I've already filled it with water. This thing has 10 drops of peppermint in it, okay? Love me some peppermint. This is what I do next. Peppermint. Crown of my head, couple drops. Why do I do this? One, smells amazing. It's invigorating, wakes me up. It also helps to release heat from the top of your head. So as I am sweating, it was particularly awesome when I was in a studio with other people. As I am sweating, I'm exuding peppermint from me, cools me down, and guess what? I smell amazing, okay? So here's the deal. Jump on the bike. You guys get to see all of my absolute freaking glory. I am gonna go do a 45-minute pop ride with Cody Rigsby because he's my jam. I've got my gigantic Yeti. I have a backup in the front. I also have just finished hot water and lemon because that's how I start my day. Head's cut off, sorry, because it's hard to do this. So I'm gonna go bust some serious ass on this. Smell great, feel great, and get my day started, okay? So use exercise as a way, if that resonates with you, but add the peppermint to it, and I want you guys to comment back and let me know what you think, okay? It's gonna make all the difference in the world, I promise. Ciao!
Okay, so I just thought I'd come on to share with you guys a couple of things I do to combat stress. I feel like the word stress is really overused. I think we're all stressed in one way or the other, but I think that really right now it's super relevant, and any tools that we might have that can help is super important. So I just thought I'd share kind of what I do. Some of the things I do is, like, for me, exercise is a huge one. I need to exercise, just kind of my little release. It makes me feel good, not during it, but after. You know, I like to sweat. I like to know that I'm doing something for my body. To try and keep it healthy. Also, you know, routine is really big for me. I do thrive on a bit of a routine. I love the summer when we get out of our regular routine, but by the end of the summer, I'm ready to get back. But that's me. And, you know, things like eating well and getting rest is obviously really helpful to do and important. But one of the other things that I do is, you know, using my oils. Valor is a huge one for me. So if you know me, you know that you've heard me talk. Valor is my jam. Okay, this is my perfume. This is what I use. This is the second oil I bought outside of the starter kit 3 years ago. The moment I smelled this oil, I was like, that is my jam. It is not floral, but it's got a really clean smell if you haven't smelled it, but in a really warm smell at the same time, and that is like right up my alley. So when I smelled this, I was like, get me some of that. That and cedarwood was the first oil I bought outside of the starter kit as well, and that was for my sleep. But the big thing is now, I mean, we're also lucky because the starter kit now comes with Valor, so that's awesome. But I have this in basically every pocket, purse, my car. I actually don't diffuse this because I just roll it on me at all times. I put it on the back of my neck. I even put it, like, I just roll it down my part. Obviously my wrists, sometimes like right there. But this is, to me, and it's got that blue tansy in it, the oil. So it does have a blue like tone to it, but it obviously absorbs right into your skin, so it does not stay on there. But to me, this is what kind of takes me, that gives you that pause that you can, like, oh, it feels so good. It smells so good to me, and it brings me like a sense of calm. So I don't diffuse it. The only place I do diffuse it is in the car. I have a USB card diffuser. Sorry, I'm like getting crazy. I have a USB card diffuser, and I love getting into the car and smelling that. My daughter's girlfriends get in the car and they love the smell of the car. It's one of those things, you know, when you reach into your purse for something and you can smell it in your purse. I love that. So this is just one of the many ways that I kind of, when I'm feeling anxious, I mean, I put this on as my perfume every day, but when I'm feeling anxious, I actually do go to this and I just roll it on. I've done this to the kids in the car before when they've been fighting. I will just have them hold out their hands, which they always balk because whatever their mom says is not going to work, or they're going to push back anyways. But it really does help. I just roll it in their palm of their hands and have them just take a couple of whiffs. It just takes them out of the moment of stress or angst, whatever it is. But this is, if I could recommend something to somebody, this would be it. I love it so much. So anyways, thought I'd share. Okay, thanks guys.